How's it going, guys? As you can tell, it's another late night mission for a review. 1:24 in the morning. It's 69 degrees outside. I was asked by a YouTube user to do a review on Bones bushings, same exact thing that I use on my own setup. Here's a sample of what they look like. You have your large set bottom piece and your smaller top piece. For those of you that have used the Shorty's Dodos before, it's the same principle. You have certain colors that mean certain softness or hardness for the bushing. For these bushings, it's actually indicated by the color on the bottom. The one thing that actually makes all of these the same is the hardness of the plastic on here is all the same for whether you get the blue for soft, yellow, which is this one for the mid, and then the black for the hard. The plastic is all the same hardness no matter what color you get. What actually differs in the hardness and softness is the urethane, this part. So the color just represents the different hardness. Again, the actual plastic part is all the same hardness no matter which one you get. And the reason being is because this is actually one of the first bushings, or probably the only one so far that's actually out, that you actually don't need your bottom and top washer on the truck to be able to skate these. And the reason being is because these are so hard that when you go to put it in, this actually acts as a washer. So that way you don't actually have so much space in between the kingpin nut on the top and the actual base plate on the bottom. So that's what actually really separates these from other bushings, aside from just the fact that personally when I use them, they already feel pretty broken in right out of the box. They rebound really nicely. That's my big thing about it. I definitely want them to not stick right at the beginning. I mean, a little bit of sticking is fine, but to actually have that carry over for a while would definitely be something that would just make me not want to ride those bushings. I don't ride stock bushings anymore. I can't do it, no matter what brand it is. They cost about, let me see off the top of my head, I think 12 bucks a set for 2 trucks. Individually, they're 7 bucks. They're quite expensive, but once you get them set in on your trucks, they'll last you forever. My favorite thing also is they don't, what I like to call the pancake effect. And what that means is, and I've done this with Dodos, the replacement Thunder ones as well, and these are the only ones that I've actually had success not doing this with. The pancake effect, I at least call it that, is when you have your bushing set. Okay, now the camera can see it. When you have your bushing set on the truck, and especially the new ones, like new bushings of any brand, it doesn't matter if you get Thunder, Independent, Venture, Royal, it doesn't matter. All new bushings will do this if you tighten it too much. But the Bones ones don't. When you have the nut sitting on the top of the washer, when you go to tighten it, because the bushing is still so new and so soft, when you push down on it, because the edges are not hard, usually you can tell when the edges are starting to be worn is because depending on the color of the bushing, it'll either turn a lot, if it's black, it'll turn gray on the side a little bit, not excessively, but just a little bit, so that way you can see there's a wear pattern. If it's white, it'll turn black. I've seen a few of them turn brown though, but they usually turn black. What it is, it just turns the color of whatever it wears into. So that actually shows that the edges are worn in, and what that does is it means also that the bottom is starting to actually get worn in too, because when it's too tight, yeah, I dropped on my keys. When it gets too tight, it actually will push down on the bushing, but because it's not actually hard on the bottom and on the sides as well, the bushing will just try to escape anywhere it can, and it'll actually go over the ring of the on the hanger where the bushing usually sits, and that will actually keep it from ever getting any harder than how you set it. So it'll only, of course, go down when you push on it, but it'll never get any harder. So or make it to where your turning is any tighter. So it'll stay the same no matter how much you tighten or loosen it. Or if you loosen it, it'll only get, it'll make it easier to turn. But um, so that's why I really like these. They don't get that pancake effect. And actually, with that effect, it also breaks the bottom too. So you'll actually see a huge crack all around the ring where the kingpin bolt actually goes through. So it'll actually break the edge off, and the edges will become completely useless. It'll never be able to tighten that part again. You'll only tighten the middle of it. And with these, it's hard to see. I'll see if the camera. You can actually see the ring for the plastic actually goes in incredibly deep. So that way you don't get that problem again. With dodos, you don't get that because it's all one solid piece of urethane. It's not two pieces. This plastic and the urethane is two pieces. And any other bushing, it's just one piece. So with these, they're trying to make it a lot easier to break in. You can actually use less space because, again, these color parts, the plastic, actually can act as the washers. And just overall, my favorite bushings. I do not ride any trucks at all without these in them. I literally buy new trucks, take out the bushings, and throw these things in there, and it works perfectly every single time. And I can actually go skate. Even if I wanted to go skate stairs or rails or something, I could go skate them that very day because they already make my trucks feel incredibly broken in right out of the box. So yeah, that's definitely Bones bushings for you. This is probably the weirdest review I've ever done because there's so many innuendos in this one. That's one of the reasons why I was kind of delaying it, because I didn't know how you guys would handle that or if you would be mature enough for that. Regardless, I hope that helps. Definitely go out and get a set. I highly recommend it. If you have anything you'd like me to review for you, please, and I'm really stressing this, please leave it only in a message, no comments. I will not respond to requests from comments, only because if you've watched the truck shit review and see how fast that took off, I was responding at first to a lot of them, but now I kind of just let you guys go because you guys comment on that so often I can barely keep up anymore. So that's just a good example, but it makes it so much easier for me to see it if you leave it in a message on here. You can use my Facebook if you want, or you can find me on Instagram, and my Instagram is @switch209. And no matter how you get a hold of me, I'll do a shout out for you however I can, if it's either YouTube channel name, Facebook, or your Instagram plug. And I'll definitely give you your shout out, but also, again, just message. No comments will be accepted. Other than that, have fun skating for the rest of the summer and stay safe.